श्रीभगवानुवाच अतः तृतीयोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच ध्यायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मथा बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत् किं कर्मणि घोरे मां नियोजयसि केशव। व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधनिष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां न कर्मणाम् अनारम्भान् नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च सन्न्यसनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि जातु तिष्ठत्य कर्मकृत् कार्यते ह्यवशकर्म सर्वप्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य यास्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते। यस्त्विन्द्रियाणि मनसा नियम्यारभतेऽर्जुन कर्मेन्द्रियैः कर्मयोगम् असक्तः स विशिष्यते। नियतं कुरु कर्म त्वं कर्म ज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः शरीरयात्रापि च ते न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः। यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गसमाचर। सह यज्ञः प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरावच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यत्वम् एषवोऽस्विष्टकामधुक् देवभावाय तानेन त्वद्वे ते देवा भव्ययन्तु वः परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परम् अवाप्स्यतः।
इष्टान् भोगान्
वो देव दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविता तैर्दत्तम् अप्रधायाद्यो यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव स यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः शान्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिष भुजन्ते ते त्वघं पाप ये पचान्तात्मकारणात्
ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्
ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात् अनद्भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जान्यदन्नसम्भव यज्ञाद् भवन्ति पर्जन्यो यज्ञकर्म समुद्भव कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम् तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम् एवं प्रवृत्तितान् चक्रम् नानुवर्तायति हय आगयुरिन्द्रिया रामो मोघं पार्थ स जीवति यस्त्वात्मा रतिरेव स्याद् आत्मतृप्ताश्च मानवा आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते नैव तस्य कृतेनार्तो नाकृतेनेह कश्चन नाचस्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदार्ता व्यपाश्रय तस्मादसक्त सततं न कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म परमाप्नोति पूरुषः कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आशीत जनकादय लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि समापश्यान् कर्तुमर्हसि यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठ तद्देवेतरो जना स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते न मे पार्थसि कर्तव्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु किञ्चिन नानवाप्तम् अवाप्तव्यं वर्त एव च कर्मणि.
All right. Anshutali.
यदि ह्यहं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रिताः ममावर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः उत्सिदेयुरिमे लोका न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहं संकरस्य च कर्तस्यम् उपहन्यामि मां प्रजा शक्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांस यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्यात् विद्वांस्तथा शक्ताः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहं न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् प्रकृतेर्क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणाकर्मा विभागयोः गुणागुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान् कृत्स्नविन्न विचालयेत् मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि सम्यस्यात्मचेतसा निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवः श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्त मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्त नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नस्तान् चेतसः.
सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि निग्रहः किं करिष्यसि इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्न वशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः. अर्जुन उवाच अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. श्रीभगवानुवाच काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुणसमुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्धयेनमिह वैरिणम् धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निः यथादर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेनेदमावृतम्. ఇక్కడ వరకే చేసాం 38 వరకు. సో ఇది ఒక Krishna told Arjuna that how and why we should be performing the actions in a way that does not have any attachment, correct, without any expectations. Just do, and also do the swadharma. Whatever is your quality, depending on your skills, depending on your quality, depending on your attitude and the mood, you should select the right work. The work will come in front of us. If I'm feeling very kind and very silent, right, not being agitated, I would automatically get an activity to serve, to cook, to help, to read, to teach. These kind of opportunities will automatically come to me. If I'm little like feeling a lot of sugar rush, that's what we say, like when a lot of energy, then certain activities will come, like, playing in the ground, meeting with friends, and lifting certain heavy weights and doing some stuff for others. These opportunities will also come. Helping to bring all the items and driving the shopping carts, driving the cars, all these things will come up. When I'm bilkul dull, very, very dull, right? When I don't have any enthusiasm to do anything, that time also there will be an activity. What is that activity? Can anybody tell? Sleep. I will get sleep. Sleep. Yeah. So that way, based on our mood, based on our gunas, the right activity in front of us will always be arriving. And that point in time, Bhagavan is saying, do your swadharma, whatever is your dharma, based on your context, based on your maturity. In childhood, I may have a different dharma. I may be a student, right? But when I grow, I may become a teacher. So teacher and student do not do the same job. They do differently. Student listens and teacher teaches, right? There are different roles assigned to the same person as the age progresses. Based on age, based on time, based on situation, based on the time of the day, you get to do different things in different ways. Bhagavan is saying, choose what at this point in time is the right activity for you, which is your own swadharma, and perform that activity. He said also that do not perform the activity of others. That means do not role play like others. Don't behave. A doctor should not behave like an engineer. Engineer should not behave like a lawyer, is what he said. Do your swadharma, whatever you are made up of. Don't try to behave like others. Then you will be a big failure, obviously. And what is left out in your mind after doing the work? Dissatisfaction. Lot of dissatisfaction, lot of pain, lot of anger, lot of frustration, right? So Bhagavan says, never ever do that. Okay. Now, Arjuna knows all this, but he knows that he is not able to, he understands what Bhagavan is saying. Now Arjuna got the idea. Arjuna knows that he's a Kshatriya. He should be fighting for the right cause and he should be getting into the war. But he's still not able to get into the war. So Arjuna says, I know not doing my swadharma is a sin, right? It is a papam. So, atha kena prayuktoyam. Why even after knowing all this, why the people like me are not able to control ourselves out of the delusions? Why I have to go and behave like a sage or somebody running away from the war? Why I'm not able to fight? This happens, for example, if you have an addiction, right? You cannot come out of the addiction. But every time you are involved in that addiction, it could be watching TV for long hours, or it could be anything at our age. When we do that, we feel that we are doing something wrong. How many of you get the silence, as a different sounding in your brain that what you're doing is wrong? How many of you know when you do something and you feel like something is wrong and you're not doing good? Kriti, right? Anshi, you also? Yeah. So every one of us, it is obvious when we do something wrong that we should not be doing, we feel, this is not something I should do, but let me do it. Let me do it, right? But let me do it is very forceful, very forceful, very forceful. You know what happens? The soul that we have, right? Ideally, the soul is supposed to love what? What is the soul supposed to love? What is the ideal love for a soul? Huh? It's a louder. Krishna, Bhagavan, Paramatma, right? Because it is a reflection of Paramatma itself. So it will always love Paramatma. However, because the soul gets deluded, it gets confused that I am not Paramatma, I am this body called Pavan. I am this body, I am this mind, I am this buddhi that Pavan has. That's what I am. When soul gets deluded like that, what it does, it starts loving the body in the same way. The love doesn't diminish. The power, the force of love that the soul has for Paramatma gets wrongly shifted towards body, wrongly shifted towards mind, wrongly shifted towards the intellectual capacity of Pavan. What happens then is the drama. What is the drama? Whatever this body likes, whatever this mind enjoys, right? Whatever this buddhi tells, that's exactly what the soul will support. It will not say, stop, don't do this. It will not say that. it will show exact same force. That's why Arjuna says Baladiva Niyojitaha. Baladiva means a strong force through which the soul entertains the worldly pleasures of this body, mind, and intellect. Simple. It is not diminishing its power. Only thing is its power is shifted towards the wrong side. We also go through the same thing, right? Suppose if there is a great artist, right? That great artist can draw the picture of Sri Krishna, or he can draw the plot on how to, steal or rob a bank. Drawing the exact locations of where the vault is, where the security guard is, he can draw the same as well. Cause is very important. It is the same artist, he has the same power, but the power is being used for something totally different. The soul is supporting something totally a non-legitimate affair of body, mind, and intellect. That's what Arjuna wants to know. Why this happens like that? I want to correct myself, but I'm not able to. There is some force. Why? Then Bhagavan says there are two things: kama, krodha, right? Lust, a mad desire to get something, and anger when you don't get that. These two arise from something called as Rajoguna. Every one of us has Rajoguna in us. This Rajoguna is the reason why we have a mad desire and accordingly the anger. Subsequently, because desire, if it is not being fulfilled, you get angry. You want the phone all the time. Parents take away the phone. What will you get? Happiness. Angry first. Right? So what happens is, it is because of Rajoguna Samudbhava. Then he says, this is something which is Mahashano, which is going to eat you up. This Rajoguna is something that eats you up. Ashana. Ashana means eating. It will consume you. Consume you in the sense, consume your ability to think in the right way. Right? Because of Rajoguna only, we get deviated from our goals. This is the biggest sin. This is one of the biggest sin. Mahapapma. And also, in this body, that is your biggest enemy. Who is your biggest enemy? Not some Suresh or Mahesh, right? It is basically within your body, and that is your own Rajoguna is the biggest enemy that is deviating you from the kind goal that you must not have. Then comes the example. He says, it is something like this. Your Rajoguna will be forming a layer of confusion on top of the true knowledge that you always wanted to have. The true knowledge is what? The true knowledge is all about knowledge about Paramatma, right? Who is God, what I am. I am not this body, but I am the reflection of Paramatma. So there is no difference between Krishna and me. The way Krishna behaves exactly is the way I behave in this world, is what I must realize. But what happens? Rajoguna, because the Rajoguna is there, the passion, quality of passion is there in me. What it does, it makes a layer, it creates a covering of passion, of aberration, of non-clarity, because of which we cannot see the true knowledge, because of which the soul cannot understand or realize the true knowledge. And giving an example, like when you see a fire and a smoke on top of it, smoke can actually cover the fire in a way where it is completely becomes invisible. You cannot see the fire at all. You will just see some smoke. You may end up stepping into that, and then you will realize, oh my God, there is a burning wood below. Right? Similarly, the dust on top of the mirror. You will see that, oh my God, I am not this ugly. Yesterday I was looking so handsome. What happened to me today? My pretty face doesn't look so good. Why am I looking so dull? Basically, you need to clean your mirror. There's a lot of dust on it. That's why you're not able to clearly see what you are. Right? Similarly, in mother's womb, when a baby grows, you will not know whether it's a boy or a girl. Why? Because it's completely covered. The ulba, the offspring is completely covered by the womb. So you will not know what the baby is all about. These are all the coverings. Likewise, Bhagavan giving example, Rajoguna forms similar kind of covering on top of the knowledge that soul should always be accessible to. And so that access gets cut off. When the access gets cut off from the true knowledge, soul always relies on misinterpreted apprehensions, which is called as Maya, Mithya, right? So let's go to 39. Prititali, will you repeat after me? 39. Open, Nana. Avrutam jnanametena.
Avrutam jnanametena.
Avrutam jnanametena.
Avrutam jnanam etena.
Jnanino.
Jnanino.
Nityavairina.
Nityavairina.
Kamarupena.
Kamarupena.
Kaunteya.
Kaunteya.
Dushpurena. Dushpurena.
Dushpurena.
Nalena cha. Nalena cha.
Nalena cha.
It is Anala, but because we said Dushpurena, A got covered there, so Nalena. But actually it is Dushpurena Analacha. So it is Anala means what? Anala means fire. So Analena cha. Right. Again, we will do this one more time. Avrutam jnanametena.
Avrutam jnanametena.
Jnanino nityavairina.
Jnanino nityavairina.
Kamarupena kaunteya.
Kamarupena kaunteya.
Dushpurena nalena cha.
Dushpurena nalena cha.
Avrutam jnanam etena jnanino. Even the most wise, those who have a lot of wisdom, people who have, like for example, teachers, right? People who have been studying the scriptures for long, people who have been teaching the scriptures for long, people who have been following the right standards in life, even them, even for those people, it will happen, it might happen that avrutam means a layer of confusion will always be formed. They will always be deluded from their activities, and nobody can escape from the trap of Rajoguna. Avrutam jnanam etena jnanino nityavairina. It is a constant enemy which is there by your side. Every moment that enemy is going to be your side. You cannot kill that enemy. As long as this life exists, that enemy is going to stay with us. Only what we have to do is correct that guy. Whenever he comes out, he said, I'm watching, don't do that, get back, and then he will go back. So when something wrong thoughts come to our mind, hey, let me actually waste my time sleeping for like 2 more hours. And says, then I see, look at it. Oh my God, I know you are the same enemy which is going to fail me in my goal of getting up early and get to Bhagavad Gita. So what I will say, I will go and watch him and say, hey, I know you are doing something wrong. Your intention is to make me fail in my kind goal that I have. Please step aside. Don't come in my way. He will always come out and show his face, trying to deviate you from what you must do. You should always teach that guy a lesson and say, no, I know you are a wrong thought coming in my mind. No, go back. Go back. I will not entertain you. Go back. Go in your house, wherever you are. I know you are in me. There is some portion in me where you are residing happily. Stay there. Don't come out. Don't bother me. When you speak like that to your own enemy, that's when it is helpful. But This is something which nobody can escape. Not even the wisest of the wisest cannot escape this. That's exactly Bhagavan saying. Avritam jnanam etena jnanino nityavairina. So, Kama rupena kaunteya. This is, it comes in the form of what? It comes in the form of mad love towards something. Like mad love towards sleep, mad love towards eating, mad love towards hurting somebody, or mad love towards shouting, yelling, something like that. This is a mad passion, mad desire to do something which will deviate you from what you must do. Kama rupena, it comes in that form. And this is dushpurena. Dushpurena analena cha, which means it is one of the most difficult thing to control, and it is a fire that will eat you up. It is a fire that will consume your ability to think properly. Oh my God, such a worst enemy ever, residing nowhere. His address is this body. His address is this mind. His address is this intellect. Think about it. How scary is the situation when you are staying with your enemy every moment? All right, let's see what 40 is inspiring us. Okay. Pranavitali. Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Sorry. Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Indriyani mano buddhirasya. Okay. So it is Indriyani mano buddhihi. Ra is extra here. So Indriyani mano buddhiraha. Okay. Indriyani mano buddhiraha.
Indriyani mano buddhiraha.
Adhisthana. No, it is something wrong. Indriyani mano buddhi. Asyadhisthana. Buddhi and then asyadhisthana. Correct. Very good. Good job. Thanks, Rana. So do it. Indriyani mano buddhi. Asya.
Indriyani mano buddhihi.
Asyadhisthana muchyate.
Asya adhisthana muchyate.
Asya adhishthanam uchyate. Very good. Indriyani mano buddhihi asyadhisthana muchyate.
Indriyani mano buddhihi. Asya adhisthana muchyate.
Yetair vimohayatyesha.
Etair vimohyayatesha.
Yetair vimoha.
Etair vimoha
Yatyesha.
yatyesha.
Combine that. Yetair vimohayatyesha.
Etair vimoha yatyesha.
Jnanamavritya dehinam.
Jnanamavritya dehinam.
These are the strong agents which are acting like enemies and which are kind of covering the layer on top of jnanam, wisdom. They are just making a covering, right? And then not allowing the soul. Dehinam means what? One who is residing in the deha. Deha means this body, sharira, right? Dehi means one who is residing in that. Who is that? Who is residing in this body? Who is residing, Gautam? Atma's reflection, which we call it as Atma, Jiva, right? So that soul, which is in me, is getting diluted because that's that layer. Who is forming that layer? The first line. Indriyani, senses. Manaha, mind. Buddhi, intellect. All these three are asya adhishthanam. They are situated in me. They are situated very next to the soul. They are part and parcel of this body which soul has taken shelter into. And because it has taken shelter into that, what is happening is these three vital forces, when not managed properly, when not controlled properly, they form a thick layer on top of the pure wisdom, the jnanam that exists. Jnanam avritya, which means there is a layer on top of the wisdom which these three elements form, and so the soul is not able to see what is below and act in a wise way. Okay, all right. So that's why the soul thinks that it is body, not Paramatma. That's when it starts thinking like that. Indriyani manobuddhi asya adhishthanam. That is, it is completely situated in here, in this body, right, where the soul also resides. All right. So these are all quick ones. There is not a much of a ideology here. We have already talked about it. So I will skip to the next one. But the thing is, what is the quality in us which will make that layer become transparent? There are three qualities in us, right? One quality will turn that whole thick layer into transparent so that you can see what is there underneath. It will not tear it off, but it will make that whole thick layer transparent so that you can see what is there beneath. Buddhi will be there, Manaha will be there, Indriyani will be there, but you will still be able to see the knowledge. What is that quality? Who can tell? What are the three qualities we have? What are the three gunas? Come on, we all know that. Anshitali?
Rajoguna,
Okay.
Tamoguna,
Yes.
and
Sattva guna.
Sattva.
Sattva guna. Okay. Out of these three, which one do you think will turn that thick layer of foolishness and confusion into a clear layer wherein you can see what the wisdom is all about, what God is all about? What is that guna? What could be that guna? It will be sattva guna. When the sattva in us increases and dominates Rajoguna and Tamoguna and becomes the boss of all the three gunas, that Sattva guna has got the ability to convert every confusion into clarity. It just converts the confusion into clarity. That sense of clarity comes through Sattva guna. Okay. So Bhagwan expects us to increase the Sattva guna in us more and more and more. Right? Let's see the 41st shloka, what it says. Anshutali, can you repeat after me? Tasmat tvam indriyanyadau.
Tasmat Vamindriyanyadau.
Tasmat tvam indriyanyadau.
Tasmat Vamindriyanyadau.
Niyamya bharatarshabha.
Niyamya Bharatarshaba.
Papmanam prajahihyenam.
Papmanam Prajahihenam.
Jnana vijnana nashanam.
Jnana Vijnana Nashanam.
So Tasmat, Bhagavan is saying, see, Arjuna, the Indriyani, the Manaha, the Buddhi are the vital elements which are forming as one team and becoming your enemy, right? So that's why Tasmat Niyamya, control those three, bring them under your control completely. Never make them boss you. You boss over them. Your soul should boss over them. Your soul should not become a slave to them, right? So, Niyamya Bharata Rishabha. He is calling Arjuna as Rishabha. Bharata Rishabha means you know that, right? What is Rishabha? No, Rishabha means bull. Bull is the strongest, right? Have you seen bullfights? Nobody can dare tame it. Such powerful. In the whole Bharata dynasty, Arjuna is one such powerful person who can control anything, who cannot be controlled, basically. He is so strong. So you are a person like that. You are very strong. Try to control, use your strength and try to control your own enemies within you, which is Indriyani, Manaha, Buddhi. These three elements. Okay. Papmanam prajahi hyenam jnana vijnana nashanam. Because these are the ones that are the destroyer of knowledge and wisdom. All right. Then comes 42. Right? Gautam, Sheetal, come here, very close. Otherwise, you will not be heard. Come here. Louder. So you are going to control the Indriyani, Manaha and Buddhi, right? That's where we are now. Let's see from there where Bhagwan is trying to take us to. He's saying, Indriyani Paranyahu Indriyebhyah Param Manaha. Again, Indriyani Paranyahu Indriyebhyah Param Manaha. Manasastu Para Buddhi. Louder. Manasastu Para Buddhi. Buddhe yo Buddhe Paratastu Saha. Yo Buddhe Paratastu Saha. Again, we will do Indriyani Paranyahu Indriyebhyah Param Manaha Manasastu Para Buddhi Yo Buddhe Parasastu Saha. Yo Buddhe Paratastu Saha. Here, if you have to kill your enemy, what you should do? Suppose if there is an army, you have to defeat that army. What you should do? First, you should see who is reporting to whom. What is the hierarchy? Who is the soldier? Who is he reporting to? Right? The line chief. Whether the line chief, who is he reporting to? The one who is the head of the whole infantry. Who is the head of infantry reporting to? He is reporting to the Senapati, the prime leader of the overall army, and who that army is reporting to? The king. You have to see this hierarchy very clearly. Who is bigger than whom? Now you know whom. If I fight and destroy, rest all others will get destroyed. If I kill the king, the entire army is mine. That is how the wars are. That is how the wars are won. That's why most of the army, when it gets into the battle, the prime focus of the army is not just to get into the war and start fighting. The most important part of the army is also to protect the king. Right? Each person tries to protect his immediate boss. Bhagwan is giving a hierarchy. You have three elements here. Indriyani. What are the three elements, Gautam? Indriyas, Manaha, Buddhi. These three, right? He is giving who is bigger than whom. Bhagwan says Indriyani is the greatest. We all know, because you cannot control. Can you control our senses? If you want to get deviated, can I control you? Can you control yourself? It is hard. So they are really big. But bigger than that is the emotion, the mind that creates these emotions. The mind is bigger than the Indriyas. So whatever mind says, Indriyas will listen. If mind says, I am so happy seeing you, Indriyas will say, okay, I want to see again and again. You don't worry, mind, we will take care of it. Every time I will search for an opportunity to see what you want to see. That's it. No, leave it out. Right? Similarly, Bhagavan saying bigger than mind is intellect, buddhi. Para means para. Wherever you use the word para in Sanskrit, it means bigger, special than, bigger than. So, Indriyani para ahu. Ahu means we say, it is told, it is spoken that Indriyas are the biggest. But Indriyebhyaha param manaha. Bigger than Indriyas is the mind. Manasastu paro buddhihi. The buddhi is much higher force than mind. Sometimes mind may say, I want to see this whole drama once again. Intellect can say, yes, you must. And I totally believe that you always are going to see this. Or intellect can also say that, hey, stop it, stupid. You are not supposed to see this. Why are you seeing this? You are not supposed to watch this. I'm not going to allow you. The intellect can decide in both the ways. Right? Whatever intellect says, mind has to agree. Whatever Amma says in the house, kids have to agree. There is no other option. Right? Whatever Mama says, you have to agree. So likewise, whatever intellect, the buddhi, the thinking capacity in us says louder to the mind has to listen to it. So buddhi is bigger than that. So now, out of these three enemies, who is your biggest enemy? Who is the topmost rank? It is the buddhi, intellect. Right? So, Bhagavan is why he is giving this hierarchy to you. Because he wants us to end this chapter with 43 and understand what we should do with this buddhi to be able to get into Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga all about? Karma Yoga is all about performing the righteous actions, the actions that are to be done right now, where you will be forced not to do that because of the vital enemies within you. How you handle those enemies is you first see who is the boss of all, the intellect. Now, what you have to attack? You have to attack the intellect and make that intellect your slave. How? 43. Okay, now 43. Let me see. Dream beta. Unmute karo.
Yes.
Slowly we will go. No hurry. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstah abhyatma atmana again abhyatmana he will tell abhyatmana atmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kama rupam dura sadam. Very good, very good. All right. Kriti, can you repeat after me? Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhyatmanam
संस्तभ्यात्मान
आत्मना
आत्मना
जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो
जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो
कामरूपं दुरासदम्
कामरूपं दुरासदम्
प्रणवितली एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा
एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा
संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना
संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना
जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो
जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो
कामरूपं दुरासदम्
कामरूपं दुरासदम्
अंशुतली एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना
एवं बुद्धे परं बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना
जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम्
जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम्.
So finally Bhagavan is saying that bigger than buddhi is something that you must realize. Who is that something? The soul itself. Atma is the biggest, is the most powerful than even the buddhi. That Atma should know. Once it knows how to control buddhi. When you know that you are a manager and not a normal employee, the way you behave to the people who are reporting to you will differ. The moment your class teacher makes you a class leader, the way you treat, the way you take care of your class fellows will be totally different. You will show that extra care, you will show the discipline, you will show what is rightly done to get them under control, right? But as long as you don't know, as long as I don't tell you that you're a class leader, you will just make mischiefs and noise like every other student. The moment, that's why, now I know why. That even in my class, I always used to think why the most naughtiest person is made the class leader always. Now I know the secret. Because that person, rather than making noise and mischief, will start controlling the class. This is exactly what Bhagavan is saying. He's saying Atma is the biggest, is the most powerful than even buddhi in you. So you, as being the Atma, should be able to always control buddhi and take it to the right direction. How? By just increasing the sattvic guna in us. How we increase the sattvic guna? By reading and gaining knowledge at the feet of Guru all the time, not just once or twice. This is how we get our sattvic guna. And by performing karma yoga, which means doing the activity without expecting the results. When we act with that attitude, the sattvic guna slowly increases in us. Whatever activity we do, don't expect anything. Perform the activity because you are the tool in Bhagwan's hands. Whatever he wants you to do, you are doing. With that intent, when you perform an activity, sattvic guna automatically gets increased in us. And at that point in time, we get in complete control of the buddhi. And so we will perform the activities in the right way for the benefit of society, for the benefit of everyone around us, right? So that is all karma yoga. We end up with Gautam Shital, louder. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Karma Yogo Nama Tritiyo Adhyayah. That's the ending of third chapter. Let's do the closing prayers. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Thank you everyone. We will start chapter 4 from the next session onwards. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Jai Shri Krishna uncle.
Jai Shri Krishna Mayuka Tali.
Bye, uncle.
Bye Kriti. Bye Ma.